Hi guys, welcome back to this weekly outlook. Let's get started. So this week we don't have that much on Euro and GBP pairs. The only thing I want to show you guys is Euro CAD, where we have this downtrend structure, as you can see, lower lows and lower highs. Price already tested the level, so this can be seen as a trade, a missed. But I think like if price pulls back once again and goes above this week, maybe also testing the 61.8. In this specific case, I'll considering entering this trade to go short, in line with the structure. And that will be a potential entry only if we have a rejection on the zone, um, meaning a bearish engulfing candle or rejection wicks on the key level. USDCHF, this was a setup that was shown, that was analyzed on the last weekly outlook. You can see we had a clear downtrend with lower lows, lower highs. This was a breaker retest setup with also a 61.8 fib confluence. We have basically price testing the level with a slow retracement after this break, which was very few candles to break the level, which is a good signal, and lots of candle to retest, which is a good signal of price still being bearish. On Friday we had this closure, market closure like this, and this was the basically this H4 entry indication to go short was this bearish engulfing candle. Price already rejected on the zone and continued to trend lower and formed a bearish engulfing candle, which is a good signal to enter short. This wasn't an entry indication because price still hadn't touched that zone, and old you could have entered here. This was an early entry, so we will set a sell limit here. Um, yeah, we had a sell limit here. You could basically be in the trade and still make a profit. But I will still prefer the entry on the zone on this retest. This doesn't count as an entry indication as price still hadn't touched that zone. Very barely, just went very shy, a few pips shy from the zone. So. USD this was from last weekly outlook, is still a body trade, swing trade to go short, still looking for this retest to go short, price has been quite slow, so it's a good signal that price has still has bearish momentum as it's pulling back with a very long retest. UDCHF, we basically have this downtrend in a way. We have price already tested its zone, but we could make, if you go on lower time frames, you can see that we can draw a more precise zone. The M30 on this on those levels here. It's a bit precise, but it's around where we have a 61.8. So we could consider this smaller zone um, to retest to go short if we already tested this zone, which is not that precise because we had price hanging around here. I'm just taking like the last support and resistance level broken with fast candles, and also the 61.8 we do have. So this is a potential trade to go short if price pulls back a bit higher between those two zones, like where we had the red zone on 61.8. That will be a better retest to go short. So a bit more of a higher pullback. This was a very small pullback, by the way, for the short. So it didn't make sense to enter short here because I want to see a bit more of a longer pullback. And there will be a potential setup to a short in line with the overall structure. So yeah, that's pretty much it. AUD we have, yeah, this is not exactly that precise, but this could be classified as a head and shoulders. I mean, not really the best head and shoulders, but this would be neckline area, which was also tested in the past here. So left shoulder, head, and this will be a potential retest. So if price comes back to this area, to this neckline area, and rejects on that zone, There will be a potential trade idea to go short. So yeah, that's pretty much the trade setup I'm looking for. And I'll just wait for the pullback and the entry indication, the zone. NZT CAD as well. We have sort of head and shoulders formation, which is in line with the recent bearish momentum to go short. So this will be a left shoulder, head, and a potentially retest on this area to go short. That's the idea. Or there's still the potential the price we reject from this lower zone here, which is the breaker retest. The only thing I don't like this breaker retest because it's very low. It's not really a bigger pullback. If I draw a fib from here to here, we are not really testing anything here. So it's not really a deep pullback to go short. It's a very small pullback, so I don't want to take the risk, and I'll rather wait for price to pull back on the 61.8 and on the neckline area. That will be a much better trade to go short as we have a deeper pullback. In this case, of course, I will always wait for the entry indication to go short through a bearish engulfing candle. NZD USD, this is a more of a swing trade. Price has been going quite on a long, let's say, uptrend. I mean, it's of a slow uptrend, but we can see that the structure is definitely bullish. We have higher highs and higher lows on the H4 time frame. We have this most recent zone of support and resistance that was broken. We had a 61.8 retest, price already rejected here. So I'm just looking for price to see if it reacts from this area at the beginning of this week. Because price is looking to break the zone, but if still rejects once again, then I will consider taking a trade to go long for a potential swing trade. So this is an H4 setup. It will take some time to play out, and yeah, just looking for price to reject on this level. Um, yeah, exactly. Nasdaq. So on Nasdaq, we have this downtrend level, this downtrend structure with lower lows and lower highs. We had this strong clean break on this level. Um, Price rejected multiple times, but the thing is, I'm not that convinced at the moment on this setup because this has been quite choppy. Um, so we did have a few rejections. Um, One could say you could enter on this bearish engulfing candle. Yes, that makes sense. I did miss this trade, but anything like this, let's say this entry here with a target below here and a stop, either like this, in this case it would have been stopped out, or above the 78.6. So at this point, we did have a strong pullback here, those last two candles. So at this point, I'm just looking for price to reject once again with a bearish engulfing candle and potentially continue lower on this specific pair. But at the moment it's just choppy. I just want to see market open how price will behave, but I'm not really looking to take a trade at the moment. I think it's supposed to be the complex how I explained it, but it's just that price is showing indecisiveness around this zone, and this is an analysis we did last week. So just wanted to give you an update on this potential setup. If he rejects once again with a bearish engulfing candle, that will be it. That will be a potential setup, I will say. At the moment, it's just so strong on those last two candles. So I'll just wait. UKX, this is still valid, the last weekly outlook analysis. I'm looking for this is again a swing trade for a setup to go long in line with the uptrend on UK 100. We have this zone here of support and resistance, which is also in line with the 61.8 fib. So I said the price was probably going to reject around this area and drop to pullback. So at the moment, price already rejecting here. So there's a chance that price will make a move lower this week, maybe, or at least this next couple of weeks, because this is the daily time frame and this will take some time to play out. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm just waiting for a potential pullback to take a position to go long here on this zone, which is a very high probability trade, by the way. Gold, similar scenario. We are very strong on the bullish side. We have a clean break of this last zone here. Price from the all-time high hit the 3,000 price mark, which is crazy. And we can now wait for price to pull back and potentially hit this zone. And if price rejects on this zone, there will be a potential trade to go long in line with the trend on gold. Very strong bullish trend at the moment. So I'm just looking for, you can see that it's a good signal that price here on this specific level, we had a strong bullish candle breaking out of the zone. So this signals a very strong bullish trade to go long. So that will be a potential trade idea. And again, this is also a swing trade because this is an H4 time frame, by the way. So yeah, that's pretty much all the everything I wanted to cover. It's not that much this week, especially on Euro and GBP. But we definitely have some few setups, especially on the more on the swing side. But we have those minor setups on the UDCHF, break a retest, the UDUSD. We have a potential head and shoulders and the cat as well. So that's very high chance that these pairs will definitely move this week. Market has been quite strong this past these past months actually. So moving quite nicely, lots of volatility. So I'm definitely waiting for a potential week with some good momentums, good maybe those pullbacks will play out and we can potentially take some trades on those pairs, on AUD pairs and NZD pairs, especially this week. And it's mostly set up to go short, except for NZD USD, which is a more of a swing. But this still has to confirm because price is looking like it's breaking that zone, and it needs to reject very strongly to be kept outside. I mean, to be kept on this level and to close above the 61.8 and potentially above this zone. I marked up. So that will be a potential entry confirmation in this specific case. Alright, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. I'll talk to you guys on the next weekly outlook. Feel free to message me on Discord if you have any question or if you want me to clarify something specific on anything about trading. Um, I'm in the Discord channel. My name is Andre point 124, so you can easily find me there. And on the main chat, that's my last message. So um, you can go and message me if you have any question. We have a question from Saddam. What do you think about Euro USD? Euro USD, I don't see any setup on Euro USD. The thing is, price is bullish, but it's too much on the upside. We don't have any retracement. That price has to retrace so much before looking to take trade to go long on the Euro USD. As you can see, we have all this momentum without any retracement. It's a bit aggressive. You will have a divergence here. Divergence setup here will work fine as price from this divergence, and it needs to pull back from here because it's very overbought. So but potentially a divergence here will be a potential setup to go short. Yeah, but I'm not trading divergence on EURUSD at the moment. I think Momo shared a setup on EURUSD divergence recently, and it was a good setup. It's just too overbought. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. I think, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. So, as always, this is recorded, so feel free. You can rewatch this. I'll ask Momo because I think you will give us a Google Drive with all the recordings, and yeah. So, for anything, just message me on Discord, and we'll talk on the next weekly outlook. Bye bye.